Welcome back to the shed. We are still here with the LTH130 and this thing has been a headache. If you've followed along my last two videos, you would have seen that this thing is still not running the way we want it. In fact, I haven't even driven it. It's run rough for about a minute and then it just shuts off and I've got no idea. But I tell you what, we are not leaving tonight until this thing is running and driving. Mark my words, if it's 4 a.m., I am here for the long haul. But I don't think it's going to come to that. I've been thinking a lot about this mower, right? It's in my brain. I've been talking to my wife about it. She doesn't care. I've been talking to my kids about it. They've been no help at all. However, I have come to the conclusion, I think it's an electrical issue. The reason being, when I start it, if I start it and then it fires and I let go of the starter straight away, it dies. If I hold the starter on for a little bit, it kind of runs. And then when I let go of the starter after a while, it runs rough for about a minute and then it turns off like someone's shut the engine off. It makes me feel like the coil's being grounded somewhere, i.e. the kill switch is being operated and it's turning off that way. It has to be that. If it's not that, it's probably something like a sheared keyway in the engine, but I don't even want to go there because my gut's saying it's electrical. Maybe I'm hoping it's electrical. I don't really know, but I just feel like that's it. So we're going to have a look at that first. We're going to take the kill wire off the coil. I'll show you that in a moment. And then that way we can start it. If it runs nicely, we know it's electrical. If it doesn't run nicely after taking the kill wire off the coil, it means that the coil's not being grounded and the engine is the issue. If it runs nicely with the kill wire off, the coil's being grounded somewhere in the electrical system that we'll have to figure out. But that's the first step. Mark my words, you will run tonight. You will run. All right, so here's the engine. There's the coil, you can see. Here's the coil right here. And if you look down, you can just see the little wire, if it focuses, right there. So I'm going to pull that guy off and we'll give it a crack. All right, kill wire's taken off. I've got jumps pack hooked up. Let's give it a crack. Neutral, neutral. She runs. Woo! So, oh, that's very good. That's very good. Whew, I'm out of breath. Give me a second. She runs. The engine's good. The transaxle's good. The cutter deck's good. It's all very good. So, what that means is there is an issue, the kill wire. There's an issue in the wiring loom somewhere. Right, there's a heap of different safety switches in these mowers. So the issue could be any one of those. There could be a wire that's, had a bit of insulation rubbed off it somewhere and it's just grounding out. When the mower vibrates, if there's a bit of wire somewhere and it's grounding, it might run rough until it finally gives up. The other issue, it could be in the ignition itself. There could be a problem there. However, I did do a continuity test on the bench and it seems to be working fine. So I don't think it's the ignition. I think it's somewhere else. So, but she runs. What do we do now? Okay, so wire to the coil has been disconnected. So theory goes like this. If I start and it runs well, the issue's in the ignition itself. If I start and it runs rough like it did before, the issue is somewhere between the ignition and the coil. Did exactly what it did before. That means my ignition's good, my coil's good, somewhere along the line. Let's go hunting. Oh, that's creepy. Why do they do it like that? Let's go hunting. Let's go hunting. Let's go. Let's find the problem. All right, so after much probing and testing and all sorts of horrendous things, are you ready for this? And then the best part is so it turns out when I wired that ignition up a couple of weeks ago, I crossed my wires a little bit. I hooked accessories, the headlights, into a kill switch, and I hooked the kill switch into the headlights. So when it was cranking, it would break that continuity, so it would kind of go, and then when it stopped cranking and after it fired up, it had just sort of enough juice to keep it going a little bit. But yeah, turns out when I first hooked that ignition up, yeah, I stuffed the job. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Hi, I'm Eli, and I'm here to make a formal apology. A couple of weeks ago, I made a claim that I was an auto electrician. Well, it wasn't really a claim. Kind of just said it. Like it was a whisper. It was a passing comment. You probably didn't even hear it. I am an auto electrician. Well, I would hereby like to withdraw that statement. I am by no means an auto electrician. Thank you. All right, so hard part's done. It runs. Right, next steps, ignition, up into the hole, screwed on. We're going to get the engine shroud on, bonnet on, and we're going to hose this girl down and get her on Marketplace. You with me? Let's do it. All right, so I don't want to give this key away because this is the key for that mower. And the reason the guy took the ignition off in the first place was because he didn't have a key. So I found a bit of scrap and I'm just going to try and trace it and cut it out. We'll see how we go. Well, how good is this? That's a wrap on the LTH130. She runs, she drives forward, drives backwards, cutter deck engages, got a new key, washed, cutter deck fixed. We've got the bonnet on, shrouds on. I realize that red one doesn't actually fit this engine, so that's mine now. And she's going schmick. Shed's a bit of a mess. I washed it out the front, and this shed just floods. Anytime there's rain or anything, this whole shed floods. So everything's up off the ground, but it needed the wash. My brother, my biggest fan, he asked me why I didn't wash it to start with. I don't know, laziness probably. But anyway, she's looking good now. So tomorrow I'm going to take photos of it out in the light, make it look absolutely schmick. We'll whack it on Marketplace and we'll see what we can trade up to. There's going to be no price, trade only. So stay tuned for the next video to see what we get and how far we can go. Might keep it. Grown quite fond of it.